Welcome into Clippers Countdown. I know we haven't started yet. I just wanted to freak out my producer, Katie. But I can at least talk with you guys. Anybody who wants to join in here on the chat, as we are officially live. And you Darvish just got another K. Dodgers up 1-0. 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. Real nail biter. I don't know if the Clippers game will be quite as exciting. The stakes aren't quite as high. But we're going to have a good pregame show for you guys anyways. If you'd like to check it out here on the YouTube side, we'll be doing this all season long, pregame and postgame. That means even from Intuit Dome, as we were live and available on Tuesday night in San Diego. That was pretty cool. Front Wave Arena. And EvilBot Adam says, hey, my guy, my number one fan. I just realized.
All right. Should I keep you on the Clippers stream? Should I start you there? Or not yet.
Yeah, I'll stop talking. We're about 5 minutes away.
I don't have to connect yet. You could keep talking to fake Adam. Fake Adam signed in on your phone.
Am I gonna what?
I said, is fake Adam just you signed in on your phone?
I'm fake Adam. He's evil Adam.
Evil Adam.
Real Adam unknown. Oh, the third out. Darvish beats him to the bag, and Gavin Lux ends the inning with the crowd out.
Now you can talk. You won't be going to the Clipper stream.
We're gonna forget to turn it back. Nothing's gonna happen.
That'll be fine. They won't miss you. Skyview will be like, excuse me, we're not getting any. You want to talk to the people on the computer?
Guys, we're starting in 4 minutes from now. Your pregame show. Carlo Jimenez will be on. The Clippers will be in Seattle. I know it's funky like that, but it's the preseason. You should have expected it. I love it. I have long missed the Seattle Supersonics, one of my favorite go-to teams to play with in NBA Jam. With Gary Payton, with Sean Kemp, with Detlef Schrempf. All right.
I'm going to talk down and see if Carlo's there yet.
Oh, Mark Jag.
We got moved. Is that? Are we connected? Can I hear them?
Yeah.
Hello? Katie?
I hear you. I don't know if
They're
I
a little
should
quiet, but I don't know what's. Maybe that's just them.
You should be able to hear them in your right ear.
My right ear, okay. Hello? Katie!
Sorry.
Sorry.
You got it. Just let me know when it's good.
What's up, Katie? We're in Seattle, not Portland. Hopefully I don't mess that up today, but if I was a betting man, I would say I'd probably mess it up today. We're having a good time. Brady's up here. Brady's a diehard Clip fan. So literally couldn't be off to a better start.
How's the crowd mic sounding on your guys' end? Perfect.
Is there plugs in this TV, or what's the best place to yard up?
I guess you guys were hearing Carlo there. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, we're starting here in a second.
All right. I'm turning you off.
Welcome into a preseason edition of Clippers Countdown as your LA Clippers are in the Pacific Northwest where basketball fans have been sleepless in Seattle ever since the Sonics were taken away back in 2008. And I know the Clippers don't have a German player with a flat top anymore like Detlef Schrempf because Daniel Tice is now in New Orleans, but they do have a few guys who can give Sonics fans flashbacks of what the Glove used to do on defense with Derrick Jones Jr. and Chris Dunn, and they might even have their own Rain Man in Sky High Kai Jones.
Pull up, the lefty could not knock it down. Offensive rebound, Kai Jones, who will recycle, and a double bicep flex. Collected by Miller, back to Brown, left block, gives it up to Jones, who rocks the iron and screams to the crowd. Clippers within one. Clippers pushing, Jones underneath, he's everywhere! Another dunk for Kai Jones! Christie, back to Williams, underneath finds Jones, who dumps it through with two hands. Kai Jones, he's got his head in the sky today.
Yeah, with the Clippers back in San Diego on Tuesday night, Kai Jones did his best imitation of Shawn Kemp. He had 6 dunks and 13 points in their 115-106 victory in Game 2 of the preseason over the Brooklyn Nets at Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, the new home of the G League team with the San Diego Clippers. But tonight, it's your Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers up in Seattle to remind everyone what was lost and a wrong the NBA still needs to right with the inevitable return of the Seattle Supersonics. Tip time from Seattle is just about 57 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Coming up on the show, Carlo Jimenez will be here next as you're listening to Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Uh-oh.
From Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, it's your Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. Tip-off here on Clippers Countdown is just about 55 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Still to come, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind, but let's bring in your radio voice of the Clippers right now.
Adam, it's great to hear from you. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're in the Pacific Northwest, and it's not raining. So I really can't complain, right? I mean, you come to Seattle, you don't get the rain, and the Niners get a win?
It's a great couple days here for me. Great couple days.
Clippers going to rain some threes tonight. I can feel it, just like they did at the start of the ball game in that first quarter Tuesday night in San Diego with 6 3-pointers. But first, I want to talk about Kai Jones. Him having a bounce-back performance. I thought he struggled in Honolulu. Obviously took advantage of an undersized Brooklyn Nets team, but also showed off the speed, being able to beat his man down the court, and also the verticality, that threat that the Clippers have been missing for some time.
He was so good at running up and down the floor. Really didn't look like he got winded at all. Dunking almost everything. You posted it at Follow Out MA, but his post-game press conference where he talked about that his goal is to dunk everything, I think was the scariest yet the most exciting thing to listen to, because this is someone who is there to be a rim threat. And then to hear him also talk about Adam how he's still trusting his body right now. And so the fact that he's still finding time to continue to grow and not at what his full potential could be, I think for the Clippers, all you can do is be excited about Kai Jones. And then to hear him talk about how at halftime he made a couple of mistakes, maybe didn't have to clean his first half he could have possibly had, but did a great job having conversations with Ty Lue about how don't worry about the mistakes. We want to see you perform better. So all good things for Kai Jones. It was fun to see him perform well.
Good to see the young players get a lot of run in that second half, including Jordan Miller, my player to watch. 17 minutes, 4 of 6 shooting, 13 points, was a plus 14 out there, and was just doing a great job of controlling the ball game. And at times it almost looked too easy for him, I'd say, Carlo.
It really did. Jordan Miller is somebody who has dominated the level of basketball he is playing at. And it's a big reason why Ty Lue said in his pregame press conference he wants to get Jordan Miller in earlier tonight, simply because what more does he have to prove against the third string, the second string guys that he's been playing against? He's dominating. He is a runner-up G League MVP, runner-up Summer League MVP, first-team All-Summer League. He's able to play with the G League players. Now can you play at the NBA level? And I'm super excited to see him get some run with that top group tonight.
Speaking of controlling the ball game, felt like Adonis Williams was very good in his 16 minutes. At first was facilitating a little bit, then started doing the little things, getting offensive rebounds, getting putbacks, knocked down a three-pointer. Very much steady in that third and fourth quarter for the Clippers.
Doing exactly what he's supposed to do. This is someone who came into camp who was literally not on the original training camp roster. Then you get Elijah Harkless gets cut. He's now back on an E10 contract. Adonis Williams originally gets that E10 contract and earns himself maybe a couple more weeks. I don't know if the Clippers were going to cut Adonis, considering he was the last guy they signed, and then bring in Elijah Harkless. But exciting to see him earn an opportunity, exactly what you need to do at this point of the season. And just ask this Blazer team on the other side. I mean, we'll have to talk about that down the road during this pregame show, but Toumani Camara for them was somebody who no one had heard of, no one had any expectations for. 10 games into the season, he's starting. Now, I don't think Adonis Williams is going to start 10 games into the season, but there's something to be said about this preseason. Might not mean a lot for the Clippers as a whole, but for those guys, for the Adonis Williams on the E10 contracts, it could be everything in terms of the difference between a steady contract and going overseas.
Yeah, young guys trying to make it in this league. Kobe Brown, in his 20 minutes, was a little bit up and down, but did have 4 steals and had a nice back and forth with Kai Jones, and a pass from Kai Jones to him, then a wraparound back from Kobe to Kai Jones for a dunk. He's also somebody that you can play through a little bit. We're going to see more from Kobe Brown tonight.
And Ty Lue said he wants to see more from Kobe Brown going forward. It needs him to push the ball more, needs him to get in transition more. I think the Clippers have a vision of Kobe Brown playing a small ball 5 at him and them getting out and running. Him running with the rock, dropped 16 pounds this offseason, down to under 10% body fat. I know you're very jealous of that, Adam. Don't worry, though. We will get there. Maybe we got to ask the Clipper training staff about some tips and tricks.
I could use all the help I can get right now.
I don't know if Kobe Brown could run a marathon, though, on a treadmill on a random night in Los Angeles.
Well,
so
when you eat 8,000 calories over a couple of days, you better run a marathon. I thought it was Michael Phelps there for a second, all the calories I was eating.
But excited to see him answer that call. I think what has been very telling about the preseason, Adam, and maybe you feel the same way or don't feel the same way, but Ty Lue seems to be a lot more public with his challenges to his young guys. And he's challenged them at the beginning of training camp and now calling them out one by one during practice as preseason continues to roll along. And it's fun to watch those guys achieve those challenges, really rise up to the challenge. It reminds me of when Kobe Bryant, the late great Kobe Bryant, was tweeting out, what's the next step for these players, and the Giannis's and Devin Bookers, and guys were going out and trying to accomplish that. It's fun to see. It's fun to see your head coach say, let's see what you got, and then those guys proving.
Yeah, young guys trying to prove they belong in this league. Big opportunities coming up in these last 3 preseason games. Starting tonight in Seattle, Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. Tip-off is just about 50 minutes away. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. More with Carlo coming up next here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers taking on, not the Seattle Supersonics, but they are in Seattle taking on the next closest team. That would be the Portland Trail Blazers, #SonicsGate. They will return soon enough, and it's good to see one of the great cities have some NBA basketball back tonight. Clippers and Blazers supplying it. Welcome back into Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Oslin. Tip-off just 47 minutes away here. I'm back in the Burbank studios. Carlo Jimenez is at the game up in Seattle. If you're watching on the YouTube live stream, you can see both of us now. Carlo, let's get into what the starters were able to do Tuesday night against the Brooklyn Nets. Started off hot, 35-18 after the first quarter. I mentioned those three-pointers that were falling early and often, 6 of 10 from distance. The ball movement was there, and also Terrence Mann in the starting lineup was there. Made a huge impact the first 5 minutes or so.
So good. The first bucket of the game, a nice dime to Ivica Zubac on a wraparound, gets a defensive stop. Adam, Terrence Mann played like a possessed man in the playoffs in the opening parts of that preseason game in Oceanside. So fun to watch him play with that level of aggressiveness, because that's what the Clippers are going to need out of Terrence Mann this year. He has to be aggressive. He has to score the basketball. He doesn't have to maybe expend the same amount of energy on the defensive end, because the Clippers picked up guys like Derrick Jones Jr. and Chris Dunn, who are great ball stoppers. Terrence's role becomes more defined this year with this team. Something James Harden talked about on Media Day. hey, because we don't have 4 Hall of Famers, there's an opportunity here for guys to be in defined roles, and that can make things a lot easier. For Terrence Mann, this season should be easier in knowing what they need out of him, and that's scoring the rock and getting involved on the offensive end.
And it sounds like he'll also have a little bit more responsibility playing on ball with the basketball in his hands. We've seen that in the past. He's comfortable there. But, of course, the majority of the time it will be in those strong hands of James Harden. He's very sure-handed. Now, an uncharacteristically bad game against Brooklyn with 6 turnovers, but still had 14 points, still had a couple of three-pointers. And, Carlo, you took note of it in Honolulu when he first tried this out, but he's got this new little ball fake before he goes into his sidestep or his step-back three. Been watching that at practice. That's a new wrinkle to James Harden, at least in my eyes.
Yeah, it was funny because somebody asked him during the week at training camp, have you tried every move you've ever wanted to do? And he's like, yeah, I've tried everything. And then first game of the year, in the first half, he comes out, he steps back. In the middle of the step back, he pump fakes a pass. It's like the one-legged thing he was trying in Houston a couple of years ago, where we're like, this is weird, but also terrifying if it works. James Harden, the bag of tricks just never ends. His focus, Adam, this season, I mean, you talk about maybe an off game turnover-wise, but still leads the team in points in 17 minutes. Really the last guy on the floor at every single practice. Joey Lynn talked to him yesterday at practice saying, James, you're the last one here. You're sweating. Why? And he goes, I love ball. He's like, I just love playing basketball. And I think that's something that as Clipper fans, we've had a front row seat to, that the media as a whole maybe doesn't necessarily talk about. You always hear about the James Harden foul antics, his way to get to the line, his ability to score the basketball. I don't think the media maybe talks about as a whole, and we are the media. This is kind of a strange conversation to be having. But
different factions and sections of the media, different roles.
His hard work and his leadership have been on display, and Ty Lue and Jeff Van Gundy and that whole coaching staff probably just can't be happier at it, because how often a coach can tell you things 1,000 times, but a guy like James Harden doesn't exist on every team in the NBA. Doesn't have the pedigree, doesn't have the work ethic, the accolades. So when he's going to call on his guys, there is a different level of responsibility than when it's a Ty Lue or a Van Gundy. Really a dream guy to have leading your team right now for the Clippers.
We saw a little bit of a scary moment with Derrick Jones Jr. going down, sustained a concussion, it was talked about. Now I think just contusion. He left that game right before the half, I believe, in San Diego on Tuesday night. But he's back, and I like the fact that he was able to knock down a three-pointer, only one he took after not getting 3 attempts to fall in Honolulu. Want to see that confidence from himself and Chris Dunn. They have to be willing shooters from the outside.
It's something Derrick Jones Jr. has been working on a lot, Adam. At practice last week, he was working with Jay Larinaga, one of the assistants here for the Clippers, and they had a contraption on the top of the rim, a metal bar, as to say, that makes it harder for you to miss short. So Derrick Jones Jr. was practicing shooting the ball with more arc, with a little more opportunity to go in the rim. The more arc you have on the shot, usually that means the more likelihood that it's going to go in. He also had a basketball with a black stripe through the middle of it, and he was placing his hand on that black stripe every time he shot. So the effort is there. They're putting in the work, and clearly the Clippers are trying to make him a 35, 38% three-point shooter, because that just completely opens up what this offense can do.
I mentioned Chris Dunn there. This is someone who is a defensive savant and had a stock in one play, a steal and a block, where he was able to get a tip, get the block, and then take it away as well and get the Clippers the possession back. I just love his defensive presence, his acumen out there, what he's going to be able to do for this Clippers team, and being one of those 2 shutdown corners, as Coach Lue would say.
And when you got 2 shutdown corners on the same team, Adam, that can make a huge difference, whether how you win basketball games, how you're able to take away a team's best player. I mean, how many times you walk in the game and you say, okay, you got to take away this guy and hope somebody else beats you. Well, now you can take away this guy and that guy and hope somebody else beats you. And so to work through maybe a team's third option every single night, a huge luxury for the Clippers. Excited to see what they do with it, how they take advantage of it. And I think overall, Adam, you got 2 guys who hang their hat on the defensive end. That's where they're going to be giving the most effort. And for a Clipper team that has another couple of players in James Harden and Norman Powell who are just pure buckets who can go score at any time. It's a great balance, a great yin and yang for those 4 players.
Carlo Jimenez is up in Seattle at Climate Pledge Arena. Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. Tip-off just 40 minutes away. Coming up next, we will go back in time in Clippers Rewind right here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Portland. Okay, in Seattle taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. It was bound to happen at some point. I was going to mix that up. Seattle is starving for basketball. Clippers are manna from heaven tonight. Carlo Jimenez is up in the Pacific Northwest. Again, Clippers and Blazers tip it off just about 38 minutes from now. Still to come, I'll get you your player to watch, your injury report. But first, we're going back in time. Just a few years back, make it almost 7, to October 26th of 2017. One of the greatest sequels was out. I don't know if you knew, but Blade Runner 2049 is a banger. Bodak Yellow by Cardi B, also that, top of the Billboard charts back then. And the Clippers were down late in Portland and needed their star to hit a big shot.
The game in the balance. Gallinari inbounds on the near side, across from the Blazer bench. Hunting for a white shirt, finds Beverly straight away. 4 to shoot, right wing over to Griffin. Now he's on the left wing and left-handed dribble. Fires a 3. This is for the win. He put it in. Hot damn! Hot damn! Hot damn! Oh my goodness! At the buzzer, Blake Griffin with a 3. Wow! And he walks off the court. Clippers are winners, 104-103.
Blake Griffin finished with 25 points in that game-winning three-pointer up at Moda Center against the Portland Trail Blazers. Clippers would win 104-103. Obviously, he's an all-time Clipper great. Many have said he should have the first jersey retired and number retired at Intuit Dome. We'll see what happens there. Tip-off from Seattle. Clippers and Blazers just about 35 minutes away. Up next, your player to watch here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Seattle taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Tip-off just about 33 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown, the official pregame show for your Los Angeles Clippers. Still to come, La Murray of The Athletic will be here, joining us from Seattle. But first, while we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Also, we'll get to your look around the league, but before any of that...
This is LA Clippers basketball.
Watching this guy play right now is really something.
Players to watch.
Watching Kai Jones. Want to see if he can continue to set harder screens, box out, and play to his strengths. His strengths, track and field guy, running, jumping, supreme athlete. He gets into the open court. He will beat his man down the court each and every time. Guys have to find him. They have to look for him. He had 6 dunks last time out Tuesday night. That was against the Brooklyn Nets in San Diego. A Sean Kemp-esque like 6 throwdowns as the Clippers are now in Seattle. So maybe he could pay some homage to the Rain Man. I don't know if he'll be in the building tonight. We'll keep you abreast of the situation. I'm guessing some legends are going to be there. Likely Jay Crossover, also a Seattle guy. I want to see Detlef Schrempf. I want to see Gary Payton. I know he was working with the Big Three earlier this summer, but this is going to be a fun one tonight. Clippers in Seattle, bringing basketball back as the NBA needs to at some point. Hashtag Sonicsgate. It's the Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers, and my player to watch would be Kai Jones. Tip-off 32 minutes away. Up next, your injury report, and then La Murray of The Athletic right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Seattle taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Tip-off just 29 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Moslin. Welcome back in. If you're watching on the YouTube side at Clippers Talk, appreciate you. Get into the comments section. Get active with it. Coming up, we got La Murray of The Athletic on. Still no Mo Bamba for the Clippers. Still no Kawhi Leonard. And they will be without Norman Powell, who has a back issue. Your starters for tonight, I like this. Derek Jones Jr., he's healthy again. Good to see. Vita Zubats, cool. James Harden, yeah. Terrence Mann, yeah. Amir Coffey in the starting lineup. Somebody I talked about a bunch on Clips and Dip yesterday. Wouldn't be surprised to see Amir Coffey get a lot of run for this Clippers team should Kawhi Leonard be out. All right, coming up next, we got La Murray of The Athletic as we're just about 27 minutes away from tip-off. Clippers in the Pacific Northwest taking on the Blazers in Seattle. And you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Seattle taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. Welcome back into your pregame show. This is Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Oslin. Countdown to tip-off, which is just 25 minutes away. Still to come, we'll get you an NBA out-of-town scoreboard and back to your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. But joining the show right now is the man from The Athletic who's up in Seattle because he doesn't miss any road games, regardless if it's preseason or not, regardless of what the Dodgers are doing. It is I Am the Law. La Murray of The Athletic. Follow him at La Murray, the NU on X. La, my friend, how we doing?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I got you, La. Loud
Good.
and clear.
So it's all downhill from here there.
No. Now I got an opportunity to really nab you with some questions here. I want to start with the starting lineup. I talked about it before the break, but Amir Coffey to me is a guy that could get significant amount of play, just like he did last season when there were injuries going on, and basically from January on, if Kawhi Leonard is not available, he's in the starting lineup. How do you see his role moving forward?
Well, Amir played every game since mid-December through the end of the season. He started multiple playoff games. He started game one of the Mavericks series, which they won, okay? They took a 1-0 series lead. And then people are out here acting like, two-way contract guys are supposed to play over Amir Coffey. So that's no disrespect to the two-way contract players or any two-way contract player, but stop disrespecting Amir Coffey. Like, this is a guy who's paid his dues. He's still here after being an undrafted free agent, the type of player that y'all keep crying for and wanting to see. So that being said, Amir in this lineup, he needs to be aggressive. He needs to make shots. and he needs to provide good energy, and he needs to have a better nose for the basketball. Like Amir's got to be much better in terms of the physical aspects of the game, being a rebounder, being an event creator. They have to do a better job getting stops when he's on the floor. And this lineup, someone's going to have to do something with the basketball. They're going to play through Zoo a lot tonight because besides James, like there's no natural shot creator. Terrence is going to be able to do more with the basketball, and so you're going to see that. And so it's no big deal for me with Amir. Like Amir, Terrence, and Zoo have all been on this team since the 2019-20 season. So anyone who needs to jump up in the depth chart, they need to see Amir first.
We got some questions here in the YouTube live section. Someone from Japan asking you, what's the atmosphere like in Seattle? Basketball's back. You seen any legends there?
I just saw Lenny Wilkins on this screen here, and I'm really excited that he's here. Terry Porter, who obviously didn't play for Seattle, but played against Seattle a number of times as a member of the Portland Trailblazers, that I-5 rivalry, and he's a Portland Trailblazers ambassador. So he's in the building tonight. I'm expecting other guys across sports too, so not just former Sonics, but the Seahawks had a game Thursday night. I was told that there's going to be some baseball players probably. This is the Kraken's arena. I wonder if any of those guys show up. But this is the third year in a row that they're doing this game, and I really hope that it's this arena is ready for NBA basketball. People show up for this game. They're loud, even though neither one of these teams are going to be their team. So I'm expecting another really great night here.
Put a little pressure on the NBA. Let's get basketball back in Seattle at the pro level in the NBA. So, Alondes Williams, pretty good the other night. I don't know if he has a chance to grab that last two-way spot, but he had a great control and feel for the basketball game in that second half against Brooklyn Tuesday, I thought.
Yeah, man, I had to ask T. Lou about what he saw, and it's the same thing with Terrence Mann pointed out. Like, they are seeing a guy who, with the size that he has, who can play the point guard position. And we know that the Clippers front office, they value positional size. They value guys who can dribble, pass, shoot from a package where defensively you don't have to hide them. And so Alana showed so much in Tuesday's game. He showed a nose for the basketball. He showed that he could not just find his teammates, but he could find a way to take care of the basketball, which has been a real issue for pretty much every other Clippers guard this preseason for the most part. You've seen some of the silliest turnovers. Hopefully this game is an opportunity for those players to improve that. So Alanis is not a guy who I consider a real candidate for a two-way contract, but he is a guy who, whether it's for the Clippers organization or somewhere else, he's a pro. He was a good player in college. He's been in two organizations already, Brooklyn and Miami, on two-way contracts. He had a great summer for a team that won the Summer League championship, the Miami Heat, and now he's here. He's someone who's made an impression for sure. And we're going to see if he can double down on that tonight.
La Murray is our guest here on Clippers Countdown. We're just about 20 minutes away from tip-off. Clippers up in Seattle taking on the Portland Trailblazers. While you came on with me on the YouTube side on Clippers Talk, where we are live right now as well on Thursday, I think the one guy I forgot to ask you about, who I felt like played better and looked a little bit more comfortable out there in his 14 minutes in Game 2 of the preseason, was Kevin Porter Jr. With his 9 points, he had a sequence where he had a tough step-back jumper and then a steal on the inbounds pass and a Euro step to the basket. So he scored twice in about 10 seconds. He had 4 points. What did you see from him? And I know Coach Lou spoke about how they're just looking to see what he can do already before they coach him up too much. It seems like they're looking to see, what they have with Kevin Porter Jr., and then they'll do a little bit of fine-tuning.
Yeah, I think that fine-tuning needs to start sooner than later, to be honest. I think Kevin, I'm excited for him getting a chance to play here in Seattle. He's from here, and I see Detlef Shrimp right now, so that's cool.
Oh, let's go. Is the flat top touching the roof?
Tonight's gonna be a night. I love this game. But yeah, back to Scoot. We got 2 Scoots in this game, Henderson and Kevin Porter Jr. But
Scoot, scoot.
that second unit was a tire fire Tuesday night, and the turnovers, like I said, has been an issue. And it's not just Kevin, but the thing that Kevin needs to do is he's got to play in the flow of the offense. He's got to show that he can balance what he can do individually and show that he can get guys involved and get things going in the flow of the offense. Like that's just got to happen. It's not about Scoot as much as it is the players that he's sharing the floor with, and so we know that he's a talented player. He put the numbers up in Houston that he put up. He got the contract that he got. He's always been talented. It's been the other stuff, and so I'm looking to see what kind of control of the game that he'll have, game management, whether he's the lone lead guard out there or if he's sharing the floor with someone like Bones Highland, who he's going to play after Bones didn't play Tuesday. So I think that the excitement or the opportunity that Kevin has is obvious. I think what isn't obvious and hasn't been obvious to a lot of y'all who follow the Clippers this summer, obviously, is that he's got a long way to go in terms of playing winning basketball, and so he's got the coach to do it. He's got the vets to do it. He's just got to. I just feel like it's going to be a process of getting him to play within the confines of what the team needs to be successful.
Well, I don't know if you'll find this as a bold statement, but to me, it's almost looking like it's too easy for Jordan Miller right now, going back to Summer League, and then the second and third units and G League guys he's been going up against in the preseason. Do you think he gets more run tonight, minutes-wise, and also maybe more consequential minutes, at least for preseason's sake?
Yes, I asked about. I'm not sure if my mic is muted. Am I on?
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool. I'm looking at a computer. It's confusing me. I asked about Jordan Miller before the game, and Tyronn Lue said that he's going to play earlier. That is what everyone wants to see. I know Jordan can play from the U. I know Jordan can play from the time he had in the G League. I know that Jordan can play from his progression this past summer compared to his first summer league a year ago. What we got to see is, can Jordan Miller do this against everyday NBA players? And it sounds like tonight could be an opportunity for that to happen. I don't know how much more he'll get to play. I don't know how much he'll get a chance to have the ball in his hands, because obviously him playing at the end of these games against the Warriors and against the Nets, the ball is in his hands because he is the guy that they can play through, that guys are used to playing through. And I got to see how his game changes when he plays next to guys who are, already either in the rotation or already on the fringes of the rotation. But that being said, it's clear that Jordan Miller has earned his opportunity. He has impressed his teammates. He has the coaching staff's attention. Obviously, he's had attention of fans and media for months now, and this is what you want to see. You want to see a guy continue to progress, and the thing that Jordan doesn't have that everyone else has is the reps and the experience against the guys that don't know him on the NBA level, but have the talent to play at a high level, or at least be in NBA rotations. I think if Jordan pops tonight, that'll be more significant than anything that we've seen from Jordan Miller to date.
Last one for you here, Law. What's the status of Norman Powell? What's the level of concern with the back injury?
I think the level of concern is low. I think if you're dealing with a back issue of any kind, flying to the Pacific Northwest from LA is not a good idea. I used to cover JJ Redick when he was with the Clippers, and he used to say that the trip to Portland is one of the most underrated, difficult trips in the league. And so Norm, I believe, will be fine. It sounds like he'll be ready to go next week. And it also sounds like, he's not the only one not on this trip. I don't think Kawhi's here. Mo Bamba is not here. Trenton Flowers is here. I don't know if he'll be in line to play. Looking at the Clippers come out now, and I see a lot of guys in red and blue warm-ups. I don't see Trenton, but I feel like this is a quick trip. This is literally 2 days. They saw a football game. They're going to play a basketball game. They're going to go home tonight. So Norm, I think he'll be fine. It's a low-level concern.
NBA basketball back in Seattle tonight. Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers. He is the great La Murray. At La Murray, DNU, covers the Clippers for The Athletic. Subscribe. You need to. He is as plugged in as anyone And he's up with the team on the road, doesn't miss a game and won't all season long. La, my friend, thanks for coming on the YouTube live stream. Thanks for coming on the Patriot AM 1150 here and coming on the pregame show. Once again, see you on Monday.
All right. Thank you. I'm going to give Carlo his mic back now.
Coming up next, we will have Carlo Jimenez in just a little bit. But first, we'll get to an NBA look around the league. Thanks again to La Murray. It's Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Seattle taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. It is Clippers Countdown. Tip time just about 11 minutes away. Your pregame show is brought to you by Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code KLAC to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Quickly, before we get to Carlo Jimenez, let's get to an NBA out-of-town scoreboard. Earlier in Minnesota, the Timberwolves took down the 76ers 121-111. Naz Reid had 19 of the victory. New Philadelphia 76er Paul George had 23 points in his preseason debut. The Wizards would win 113-95 over the Raptors, and two games just tipping off right now in Phoenix. The Suns down 17-12 early in the first quarter at home against Detroit. The Golden State Warriors up by 2 early at home, 6-4 against the Sacramento Kings. Coming up next, back to Carlo Jimenez as we get set for the Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers, but in Seattle. It's a little bit awkward. We'll talk with Carlo, your radio voice of the Clippers, next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Hashtag SonicsGate. People getting blocked on the live stream. It's a good night. Clippers taking on the Portland Trail Blazers in Seattle. Tip-off just about 8 minutes away as we are rejoined by Carlo Jimenez. Carlo talked about KPJ a little bit with La Murray. Felt like he bounced back shooting-wise, 4 of 9 in Game 2 in the preseason Tuesday night against the Brooklyn Nets. Had a nice move where he had a step-back jumper and then stole the inbounds pass and was able to get to the basket with the Euro step. What are you hoping to see tonight from Kevin Porter Jr. and just progressing now in a Clippers uniform?
Yeah, we thank you. Brady coming in to save my day here. Preseason basketball, Adam, got to turn your mic on before you talk. The more you know. I think for Kevin Porter Jr., we kind of talked about it on our long 2-hour drive over the 73 in the fall fog that we cannot see more than 5 feet in front of us. Can he be as assertive on the defensive end as on the offensive end? That is the question for Kevin Porter Jr. And I think, Adam, that's the thing the Clippers are looking to see. Ty Lue said before today's game, he knows how offensively talented Kevin Porter Jr. is. It's why he took the most shots off the bench against Brooklyn. He's going to have to score the basketball. But I think the more important thing is, can he use that length and athleticism that we know he has to be a defensive guy as well, to be a threat on the defensive end? That's what I'm most looking forward to, and I think that's what the Clippers most need. They need offense, of course, but can you continue to have a great defense off the bench from guys like Kevin Porter Jr., the youngest player in the NBA to score 50 points? We know he can score. Youngest player in the NBA, I should say, score 50 points and have 10 assists. But still, he can score the basketball. So the question is, can he also bring the same focus and intensity to the defensive side?
Milwaukee has not forgotten that performance. It looms large. Now, let's talk about a little bit here Amir Coffey, who I brought up earlier, but this is somebody that I think can be a solution for some of the Clippers' problems. When it comes to trying to find a 4, a guy who can play that spot where he played it 25% of the time he was on the court last season for the Clippers, should Kawhi Leonard be out, or just with a backup second unit, because this is somebody in Amir Coffey who really came on the second half of last season and was a shot in the arm, so to speak, for this Clippers ball club. Provided a lot, and I feel like all summer long, if anyone's been the forgotten man, it's Amir Coffey.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about it. This is someone who was the third longest, or is tied for the longest tenured Clipper with Ivica Zubac and Terrence Mann. He's been around the organization. He's worked his way up, and he's in a contract year, Adam. It's the last year of that 3-year, $11 million deal that he received with the Clippers after a great season when everyone was injured, and the Clippers were able to salvage those 13 straight winning seasons in a large part thanks to the play of Amir Coffey a couple of years ago. For Amir Coffey, the offense can continue to be there. I think defensively, similar to Kevin Porter Jr., he can be a real threat, and we've seen him be a threat. And it's something Ty Lue has told us that he'll work a lot of times with Jeremy Castleberry, who will show him clips of how Kawhi is playing defense, and then Amir will go and work on that defense. Amir Coffey can score the ball. He can do it in a multitude of ways. Can he be a three-point threat? I know he likes to get to that mid-range, to the pull-up, but the Clippers need three-point shooters. The NBA needs three-point shooters. Amir Coffey is a three-point shooter. I think him just taking more three-point shooters is going to be the key to him getting more playing time, along with continuing to be stellar on the defensive end at his size. I mean, somebody who's 6'7", long-armed, we've seen him guard up, we've seen him guard down. He can really do it all defensively and offensively. The question is just more opportunities for him.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more aggressiveness from beyond the arc as we're looking to a lot of Clippers players in that area tonight. They're taking on the Portland Trail Blazers in Seattle. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. Up next, we'll get to your keys to victory right here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in the Seattle Supersonics old stomping grounds. They're taking on the Portland Trail Blazers up in Seattle at Climate Pledge Arena. Coming up, Carlo Jimenez is on the call. Let's get you your keys to victory. Brought to you by Toyota's electrified lineup, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, all electrics, and even fuel cell electric vehicles. So you can choose exactly the type you need for your lifestyle. We make it easy. Well, there's three things Coach Lou has been talking about and stressing with his ball club 2 games into the preseason. Taking care of the basketball, getting back on defense in transition. Those two things kind of go together. And offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding to prevent the opposition from getting too many offensive rebounds. They have to become a better team on the glass. We'll see if that attention to detail is there tonight against the Portland Trail Blazers. All right, here we go. It's Carlo Jimenez on the call. Clippers and Blazers from Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. And tip-off is coming up next right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.